Boom. I was perfect. Not much to really see. All these items. Lovely. Going to the directed camera to get a good position to start. Everybody's got their big builds. Tiny trinkets. Some uncommon sashes. Some morning stars. But a bunch of the Death's Tolls, Vampiric Shrouds to get some mana regen, and Watcher's Gift to lower some damage. Looking forward to seeing Geb. I like Geb. Geb is a fan favorite, and I am the fan who favorites him. There he is! There's Geb! Oh man, look how cool he is. Turn into a ball. I can't wait to see the ball form of this guy. Since it will probably be a perfect circle, which means it will look that much cooler. I mean, if it's like a perfect circle, I might actually get this skin. You don't realize just how important that is to me. Geb is so cool. Great god. So glad he's in this game. Smite needed a god like him. I wonder if Kumbhakarna can be nerfed. Can they nerf him and keep him relevant? Can they change him? No. They shouldn't have to. He's great. He doesn't do too much. You know, like the mighty uppercut, pretty good. But it isn't so powerful that you gotta change it. So that's really good. I hope that Hi-Rez continues making gods that they don't have to rework. But it's good that they're reworking things, they're seeing mistakes that they've made, and they would rather have a more balanced game than just try to work with things that don't work. They're very open to reworking things and making every god unique. Isis with a big stun ends up missing. Scylla doing some quick damage of her own. Oh man, every lane is being pushed up by CyberX right now. Hunbats with that monkey business. Being sent out to those minions. I call that monkey business because it's really good. It's a really good name to have for that. There will be plenty of harassment. In comes Bastet, and she's going to do some quick harassment damage and get back out. That's what Bastet does best. Her pounce is so good because of that. She can get in, she can get out. No such thing as just in. However, it's raw, baby. So you gotta be careful. People asking when the raffle is. It's been confirmed that it's after this match. Kadoyle is here to answer your questions, and then after the last match, there will be another raffle. So please, stick around to get yourself a prize. Looks like there might be a gank soon. Bastet walking around, and she's not gonna gank. I guess she's going after some experience at the experience camp. Yep. Ooh, the big kill. Good play by Erder. Let's go back and see how it played out. Really? Let's go back and... Come on. Come on. Now we're back over here. It's a fight. They're going back and forth. They're trying to figure out what they want to do next. There's a nice Geb push. That does a lot of damage when he hits the ground like that. Pushback being used by Kumbhakarna. In the meantime, you see Bastet coming down. I thought she was going to gank, but I guess not. Oh, Honor kind of overcommits here. He ends up getting stunned, and the burst damage proving to be too much. Not even Kumbhakarna's mighty yawn ended up being enough to save his friend's life. Wish I could see this Geb turn into a ball. I'll see him balling around, and then I'll take a look at him. And then I'll see what he looks like. Geb goes back to base. That means he's gonna turn into a ball. Oh man, he doesn't turn into a ball. He actually gets a bunch of little fighter jets. That's incredible. That's so much cooler than I originally thought. Make sure to check that you have enough points to buy the tickets required to win, baby. I believe you get up to 10 per entry. Gems are all the more fun now with the introduction of treasure chests that can have a random prize. I got the Swagny skin from a treasure chest that I opened. If you've gotten any cool unlocks from a treasure chest, please feel free to share them with the stream. There is almost no limit to what you can win. Best deck coming over the wall does not end up getting the steal. Scylla may be thinking about getting some big hits in here. In comes Kumbhakarna with the mighty yawn. But now he's kinda stuck out there. It ends up getting Geb ulted, but not much comes out of it. And there's not gonna be no roots. And that's it. That's it. Good fight. Good night. Good fight, good night. 4 minutes in, and not much action. There has been a kill, but... Good to see the early lead goes to Sanguine. Welcome to the stream, Battle Wounds. Oof. Those hits actually really hurt. Geb may be thinking about getting a quick gank here going, but... That honor leap, too strong. Disperse, I believe it's called. Because when he lands, you get pushed away from the epicenter of the explosion. Scylla pushing her lane back out a little bit here as she goes back into the jungle to grab the power buff. Don't want to give that to your opponents. Waiting on some big plays here. Hebo is kind of caught, but in comes Bastet. Bastet uses her ult to do some big damage, but it's not going to be enough to get a kill. Kunbats survives, but just barely. Look at all the damage that was being done to him. However, we've got Isis. Isis with the big stun, and she's going to try to get the kill on Bastet, but ends up failing. Ra does come in to follow up. Will we see a Searing Pain snipe? I'm not sure. There's a whole bunch of damage going down right now, but not enough for kills. Will he use Searing Pain? No, he's not going to use Searing Pain because it's on cooldown. But you gotta be ready for that Searing Pain hype. Am I right or am I right? Geb going back to base for some reason. And so is Uller. I'm just gonna call him Bueller. Bueller. Bueller, are you in left lane? Bastet farming it up, baby. Doing plenty of damage to those minions. One thing that's really good about what CyberX is doing is they're making sure that the jungle is under control. And that's very important. Gotta keep those buffs going around to your teammates. Ra getting that blue buff. Don't want a Ra with blue buff. Ra with blue buff is bad news bears. BNB. Got some towers under attack. Right-hand tower. Come on, get over there, Hebo. Get your stuff together, CyberX. Looks like there may be a 3-man push mid. Not sure where Kumbhakarna is going to go. He's going to go to the left-hand lane. Honor is stuck, and he is dead. He ends up getting cornered and killed. And now Kumbhakarna... Oh, man. Ooh, it hurts. Plenty of damage being dished out by both Geb and Uller, but they have to hit him a couple more times while he's underneath the turret. This could be dangerous for Uller. Will he be able to survive? No, he ends up being killed. Uller sacrificing a ton of HP. Bastet may be thinking about coming over, or is she going to go buff? No, she's coming over. She wants the revenge. No, she's not going to be able to catch him. Your left tower is under attack. Isis is there for the interception, and that's very good play by Isis, making sure that her friend will not be getting punished for the big kill he just got. Why is Geb going back? Come on, Geb, stay in lane. You're a tank. You've got a shield. A stat going for the speed buff. It's always good to have. Here we have... You can see with just a simple click of the mouse, you can change it all up, baby. Send it up to the big, wide area, and it comes down. So they're doing plenty of damage to the minions. Hunbats ends up getting caught out. It doesn't look like much is going to come of it, though. Kumbhakarna just going to do some chasing of his own. Seeing some pings in the lane. There seems to be a lot of communication going on for Sanguine. That's always good to see. They've got 3 kills. CyberX, not so much. Got a feeling that Sanguine has a hunger for a win in this game. They want to win it. They want to take it. Make it a 1-1. They don't want it to be a shutout. I'm not gonna lie there. Every single game series that I've cast has been a shutout. One team won 2 times in a row and then the other team gave up. I'm hoping that this time will be one of the few times that it's not. That would be nice. Right now, it's certainly looking like it's Sanguine holding on to their lead. Some Hanna-Barbera sound effect coming out of Kumbhakarna. Whilst they wait for the respawn here. Geb going to initiate that, and it looks like there will be a fight going on here. Geb with a nice ult, double stun. Kumbhakarna kind of getting caught out here, and we're going to see a Hunbat's ult ends up getting the kill for his team. Kumbhakarna goes down, picked off in his prime. The other experienced camp will be attacked. Scylla securing it for her team. There will be no contesting there. Hunbats hanging out over here, getting him some blue buff. Maybe gonna give it to Honor. Maybe gonna give it to Uller. He's giving it to somebody who's not him. He's giving it to Uller. Or is he? Yes, he is. Gonna be giving that to Uller. Now he has the blue buff. Jumps over Scylla's head. Scylla unable to retaliate. Disperse being popped in. The shifting sands come up. Macabre Knight getting a quick kill onto Bastet, and there is another kill onto Raging Bull. Good play by Honor there, using Impale to get the stun and the kill. CyberX starting to bring this around with their first kill of the match, but they are 4 behind. Gonna need to see some collaborations, a much stronger team comp this time around by Sanguine Frateris. Good to see. Love to see a good strong team comp. Some challenge for both sides here. Can't wait to see where this goes. When it comes to map pressure, gotta say that Sanguine has the advantage. They have done more damage to their enemies' turrets, as you can see. However, they are starting to lose that advantage because of those minions. Anyone have the bans? Usually they show the bans here, but they are not showing the bans for now. If I were to assume, I would say Nuwa is just a ban from the tournament. There will be no Nuwas in any of these games. Ramas is a common ban amongst these players. There are tons and tons of bans everywhere. Nobody likes Nuwa though. Big stuns. Not going to end up with a kill though. Uller way too far back to really capitalize on that. He's got to be a little bit closer. He's gone into his axe phase. Back into the bow. Your right tower is under attack. Nothing going on left-hand lane. Bastet getting caught here by Geb. Will this turn into a... What the heck was Hunbat's doing? Hunbat says, no, this is ours, and we are going to keep it. Bastet jumping over Geb's head. If Geb saved his push for after that jump, that could have been pretty mean. It looks like Raging Bull is taking command of his lane here. Honor unable to respond fast enough to get himself the kill and ends up killed himself. Yeah, I just made that speech pattern. Almost like a tongue twister. And here we see Hunbat getting himself another kill. Dragon doing very well this game. Sanguine Frateris looking very good. They are 7 kills ahead. That's a good lead. Getting some gold lead as well. 13 minutes in. It's looking very good for them. However, Hebo is very difficult to kill. He has such a great escape in the fact that you can't see him while he's using his big wave. And it looks like they're going to be taking out this tower right here. In the meantime, they are able to get a nice stun using the Fist of the Gods, and then they turn around, take out the turret. But Geb is in a pretty bad situation. But he's going to be able to get where he needs to go. Morphing into the fighter jet form, he's able to walk away. Damage buff ends up going to Bastet.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We take a look at the scores here in the builds. Nothing really sticking out too much for me. Oh, mid lane doesn't look very good. For CyberX, they are getting caught mega hard right now. Big engage from Sanguine Frateris. This is going to be a nice engage from Hunbats, getting his fear off on everybody. Nice stun by Macabre Knight. Gets a good kill for himself. Dragon kind of getting caught out here by Hebo. Hebo almost able to get the kill, and he ends up finishing it for himself. Now we see Sanguine on the back foot here in this fight. Geb able to run away using his jet form. CyberX, once again, they take an engage that was disadvantageous to them, and they just turn it around. It's amazing what superior positioning can do for you in team fights. When you're able to get into places where the enemy cannot utilize their skills, or if you're able to peel for the right people at the right times, the whole fight gets turned around. But right now, they have an 8-kill lead, and Sanguine Frateris are probably feeling very comfortable in their current position in this. And that's very good, because they should be. Experience Camp gets taken by Geb with his friend Isis. And it looks like Scylla was maybe thinking about trying to steal it, but it's not happening. Honor and Kumbhakarna pushing up their lane. CyberX is attempting to take this map back. Isis getting a great silence, followed by an amazing stun off, hitting everything right back there. Macabre Knight looking great this game. Hitting all those skills. It's very good to hit those skills as Isis. They are very important to get the harassment. Throwing down some wards. Good to see. And it looks like there's going to be a pincer gank here. In comes Hunbats. Hunbats throwing down his ult. There's some big fears, but it looks like that's going to end up being no kill. Yes, it is a kill. Geb with the last hit. Kumbhakarna, is going to be trying to run away using his knockback in an attempt to get away. Ends up stunned, but that is going to be alright for him as he does escape. Ooh, man. Sanguine Frateris is looking very good this game. Very good coordination. They're taking control of this map. Taking control of this map, and they're beating them up. Scylla going to be trying to keep her lane from getting too far in. CyberX is not looking good right now. They are surrounded, and in comes the ults. Hebo with some nice initiations, but it's not looking good for CyberX right now. What they're doing is they're trying to come in groups and some quick waves. Hebo has to stay back to try to pop all of his stuff off, and here we see Hebo ends up stunned in spite of himself. And he's going to take a lot of damage, but not killed. Good job by Hebo, somehow surviving there. And that's going to look like it. And Sanguine definitely looking very good on this map. They're going to lose that mid turret if they're not careful. Gold Fury gets picked up by Sanguine Frateris. That's a good play by them, going to help their gold lead that much further. 4,000 more gold, and we're looking at a 10,000 gold point lead. That's a lot of items. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of items. Speaking of items, let's take a look at some of these that have been built. Standard Heartseeker on Honor gives him plenty of damage, which he can then use to beat up his enemies. See a Jotun's Wrath on Bastet. That's going to give her some mana as well as damage. Sovereignty is very good as it gives a great aura to your allies that increases their protections while they're nearby. So in team fights, that's very useful. Book of Thoth to give some mana and damage to Hebo. And Bancroft's Talon onto Scylla because she is quite squishy, so you end up being burst down pretty quickly and you have to run around your fight with very low health. But having a Bancroft's Talon just makes you that much more dangerous while all that's going down. Looking like she's going to get a gem. In comes Geb, and he does get a stun off onto Kumbhakarna. Sadly, it was Kumbhakarna. He ends up silenced. This is going to be... He's going to be able to use his passive here in an attempt to survive. Macabre Knight getting the quick kill onto Hebo. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to do too much. Khunbats ends up trying to kill Kumbhakarna, but fails to get enough auto attacks off. Oof, man. Macabre Knight doing very well to keep these kills coming in. Oh, they're going to try to get a quick kill onto Scylla with the stun and the silence. Are they going to be able to chase her down and get the kill? I don't know. Isis with the stun in an attempt. It's not work. They really need Honor in these fights. Honor needs to stop not being in these fights. He's got to be there. While he's very useful and he's doing okay. Got an okay score. I'm just kidding. It's 1-4, but he's got his build pretty far along, regardless of that. And he's got those purification beads, plus his ult to stop the CC from stopping him. Therefore, he should really get into these fights whenever he can, or his team needs to come over to his lane. They've got to try to get this Honor in these fights. He has a bunch of damage that they're just not able to capitalize on while he's staying here to the left. Gotta get that disperse. You gotta get that impale. You gotta get those stuns. Get that Honor damage. Honor hurts. Want to see some Honor ults in these team fights. Now it looks like he is going to be involved in a quick fight here. However, he's being attacked by a human. Little minion. He's a little lowly human. Bunch of pings here from the blue side. CyberX ends up getting caught. Not a lot of damage handed out by Hebo. He gets monkey business, and there is the Khunbat's ult. Scylla with a quick kill onto Uller, and she ends up getting the double kill. Snowballer looking very good in this fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to really carry it out. We'll have to see. Scylla wants to get another attack in here. Ra getting his heal down, that healing light. Just too strong. Yeah, you usually see Devourer's Gloves very early on, but we are not seeing those so much right now. Here's the Devourer's Gloves right here on the Raging Bull, but he's dead. I see Quinn Size being purchased by Honor. He's going to be hurting those tanks a whole lot. Even Ra is going to start feeling those hits. He has a bunch of HP, but those Quinn Size, they do some percentage damage based on your maximum health. Therefore making tankier targets still get chunked down by those auto attacks. Spamming his abilities to run a little faster, Ra, whenever he uses an ability, gains his movement speed because of his passive. For those of you who don't know. The uninitiated, if you will. That's why you see him using his abilities in spawn on the way out. There may be a contest here at the Gold Fury soon if the enemy sees them. However, they do not really have too much ward coverage. Bastet checking for that experience camp. Not going to be getting any experience there. Disperse used by Honor as the shifting sands pillar comes up in an attempt to get himself distanced. It looks like CyberX will be grouping up. No fifth. Here comes Scylla. I'm sorry to hear that your phone's giving you a hard time staying in the stream. Oh, Sanguine Frateris gets another Gold Fury. They are getting some big gold leads right now. You do not want to fall behind by 10,000. Very true.
Your right tower is under attack.
I definitely agree with the Devourer gloves being a great choice. But I'm assuming that he rushed the size so that he can do more damage to the tankier enemies that he's got here. He wants to make sure that his auto attacks do as much damage as possible. Friendly reminder to the viewers of the stream, after this game there will be a giveaway of gems. So stick around and make sure that you've got the points necessary to buy the tickets to enter the raffle. As if you win, you've got yourself some gems.
Your left tower is under
CyberX waiting to make a move. They are all grouped up in mid lane right now. All 5 of them are there. Can't say the same for Sanguine. If CyberX notices this, they will probably engage on the enemy. Lots of pings. What's going down? Nothing yet. Yeah, maybe thinking of engaging his Blink engage very strong with that awesome little stun he gets going. You can get enough enemies with it and interrupt spills. People have no fun, but wait, Scylla's going back. This could actually make it so that if Sanguine goes in, they will win the team fight, especially with how split up the team is. They could get a good pick on Hebo because of how far out he is. Will they get that pick? No, they will not. Honor a little far out as well. These two are both way too far out. They're posturing at the fire giant. In they come. We're going to see some ults coming off here. Some nice CC comes down, and down goes Hebo. I'm a Monster is popped by Scylla, and we're going to see the Fury of the Sands come off from Honor. That's not going to be enough to get him any kills, though. Down goes Honor. That's going to be 2 down. That might be enough to get themselves a fire giant. Will we see an attempt to steal? Only time will tell. The fire giant does end up being taken out by Sanguine. So now they have the fire giant buff. Why are they running away? There's only 3 of them. Fight them. Whatever. I just want to see more action, man. Oh well. If I was on CyberX, I would push these lanes in and take that mid turret. And it looks like that is what they want to do. And Bastet should have plenty of damage to accomplish it, or they're just going to let the minions do it. Well, I hope that the minions can pull it off, because well, they might be able... No, they're not. They're not going to pull it off. Bastet could have killed that turret and gotten out easily. However, they've opted to not do it. Searing Pain popped by Ra. That's going to be a nice big push for them. Their mid lane turret basically has 1 hit. Titan's Bane has a whole lot of armor penetration, no doubt about it. Right on top of that ward, there will be some gathering of buffs. Oh, missed the stun. Scylla's Sick'em ends up missing. No stun for Snowballer there. Whole bunch of people just came into the stream. Welcome, Macabre Knight and everyone else. Don't spoil the ending, if it ended. Really, it ended in about 3 minutes? No way. Was there a surrender? There could have been. CyberX is kind of cornered right now. This might come down to the next team fight that we see here. Oh, there's going to be some picks. There's going to be some picks. They've separated 2 right here. Is Geb going to be able to get them an initiation that they want? Not sure. The ticket raffle has been opened. Buy your tickets and get yourself some gems. The raffle will be happening soon. Bidding has begun. Will only be for 7 minutes, so buy your tickets now. In the meantime, left-hand lane being pushed in. Raging Bull doing his damage that he needs to. CyberX not quite in as good of a situation when it comes to this fight. Ooh, man, that's a good kill for Raging Bull. That's going to help them push that in. However, Sanguine are coming out on top in the mid lane as well. Oh man, CyberX are probably going to have a whole lot of pressure on their base relatively soon. The Middle Phoenix is getting destroyed as we speak. Middle Phoenix is down. Everybody from Sanguine is coming in both lanes, left lane and middle lane, going down at the same time, and the Titan is under attack. This battle is over. Sanguine Frateris ends up taking the second game.